Ms. Miller, thank you so much for joining me. Now, I have to say, starting off, I really disagree with a lot of what your client has said. So I'm not completely neutral, but I am definitely concerned about the courts ordering someone to say a specific thing. To me, that seems too far. So I want to get your reaction to that term in the probation order for Mr. Pawlowski.
Yeah, I mean, many people disagree with some of the things that Arthur or David say in the public or what they promote. That wasn't really part of either the order of Justice Rook. Justice Rook was trying to prohibit gatherings that were not the church, that were associated to Christopher Scott in central Alberta. Alberta Health Services then enforces this order against the Pawlowskis without giving them notice. It's an overreach at first instance, and then we get this order from Justice Germain indicating that they must say certain things, which is, in my estimation, definitely a violation of their Section 2 rights.
Now, how unusual is it to see a term like this, an order to say a specific thing as a term in a probation order?
Well, I think the last time a judge or an arbitrator made a decision like this is in something like the 80s. It's not common, it's not usual, and the Supreme Court of Canada has said it's unconstitutional. So I think that usually criminal probation orders turn their minds to whether or not an order is constitutional or not. Unfortunately, with the current public health situation and pandemic, I think it's taken away some of that focus on what's fair or the normal sentencing principles, and has really turned this on to a focus on fake news and Facebook science and things like that to try and suppress that, which of course in theory is absolutely, commendable, right? We don't want fake news around on Facebook and fake science to be spread, but to have a court order what you can and cannot say, or what you need to say every time you open your mouth in public, is quite an overreach.
I think they're allowed to say the things that they're saying, which are some sort of conspiratorial ideas about COVID. But the issue is that they've been required to say another certain thing, a thing that they don't believe, which is interesting to me. And I'm curious where you are procedurally if you're challenging that part of the order.
Yeah, we've filed a notice of appeal for the order. For the Pawlowskis, I can't speak to Mr. Scott's strategy or his case, but for the Pawlowskis, we've had really an issue with even the finding of contempt. I realize that's not really the point of this segment, but we filed a notice of appeal for that. Now we filed a notice of appeal for the sanction itself. We've also filed an application with the Court of Appeal here in Alberta to say, whoa, this sanction is so unreasonable that you need to stay this pending the appeal. It raises some really important legal issues.